Today's video is going to be different to what we normally do. Normally we do walkthroughs of our outdoor kitchens and we do product reviews and unboxings, but we are now going to start a new series of videos, and it's going to be showing you how to cook on the Monolith Kamado. If you saw our last video, then you'll know that we've just completed this kitchen display in our showroom here, and this is all set up ready for cooking. So the idea of this series is that Kamado ovens are becoming increasingly popular and lots of people are buying them. So this is going to be aimed at people who have just bought a Kamado oven or who are looking to buy a Kamado oven and they don't really know how it works. What we're going to do in this series is take you step by step, the basics of how to use it, how to set it up, all the settings that you need to do, and we're going to show you every week a different recipe. So we're going to start very simple and we're going to slowly work it up and up until you can really master the Kamado and really get the most out of it. So you've probably seen from the thumbnail, the first recipe that we're going to do today is a beer can chicken. This is a really simple recipe to do, and it's the perfect one to start with. There's very little preparation to do, and there's very little to do on the Kamado in terms of adjustments and things like that. And it doesn't take long to cook either. This is perfect. You can use this for your Sunday roast, or you can put it in bread kebabs and things like that. So a really, really good recipe to start with. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll go over to the Kamado, we'll put some charcoal in there, and then we'll light it up. So there are three main types of charcoal that you can use with your Kamado. You've got lumpwood charcoal, you've got Binochotan charcoal, and you have charcoal briquettes that you can use. All have their own advantages and disadvantages. I suppose the most popular one is just lumpwood charcoal. Birchwood is very, very good. It's pure, very little additives in it. So that's always a good one to start with. Binochotan is a Japanese charcoal. This is the purest charcoal that you can get, and it's actually virtually smoke-free, which is why we're going to be using Binochotan in here. Obviously, we're inside. We do have an extractor fan and everything like that. I do not recommend that you use your Kamado oven or you barbecue it inside. It gives off carbon monoxide. It's really bad for you. Don't do it. We're okay here because we've got smoke alarms, we've got fire extinguishers, we've got extraction, and everything's been tested. Just thought I'd get that out of the way. And the last one are charcoal briquettes as well. So they tend to last a little longer, but then they have binders in them, additives that aren't quite as good. It's not quite as pure as these lumpwood charcoals. So those are your different types of charcoal that you can use. In terms of getting the charcoal lit and getting it hot, so there again, there's three main types. So what we're going to be using in this series is we're going to be using the Monolith mono burner. So what this is essentially is just like a giant hairdryer that just fires out heat at one end. You plug it in, you put it over the coals, you hold the button down, it takes about 60 seconds, and then those coals are hot enough, you can shut the lid and it will then do its thing and get up to heat. Alternatives to this, you can just have fire lighters. So you can get the small little fire lighters, you can place those underneath the coals, light them, put the coals over the top, shut the lid down, and again, slowly that will heat up. That takes longer than this. Last method is using a chimney starter. So those are those metal tubes that you might have seen. They've got holes in the bottom. You put your charcoal in the top, fire lighters in the bottom, light them, wait 10-15 minutes, and then those coals will be super hot and you can pour them into your Kamado. So we're going to jump over now. We're going to use Binochotan for this cook, and we're going to be using our mono lighter to get them lit. So we've used the monolighter to heat the coals inside. So to get this up to temperature, we're going to open the vent at the top, and this is going to be about 2 inches, about 50 mil wide. We're now going to come down to the bottom vent, and we're going to open up the same amount. So that's the charcoal lit and in there, and we've got the vents open at the right settings. So I'm going to set a timer now for 20 minutes on my phone, and then after 20 minutes we'll come back and we'll check the temperature on the Monolith. We're aiming to get between 350 and 400 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's between 180 200 degrees centigrade. Once we get to there, then we know it's up to temperature and we're ready to put our chicken in. So now I'll show you how we're going to do this chicken, how we're going to prepare it. So as I said before, this is a beer can chicken. So for that, you are going to need a roaster, a chicken roaster. This can be bought from anywhere. Monolith do their own ones as well. So you're going to need one of those. You're going to need a can of beer, doesn't matter what it is. You're going to need a chicken. And for this, we're just going to keep it super simple. Salt, pepper, some mixed herbs, and some olive oil. We're also going to be using the thermometer to regulate the temperature and see when it's cooked. So the first thing we're going to do is just spread a little bit of olive oil over our chicken, and that's going to act as a binder to keep the pepper and the herbs and everything stuck on there nicely. So we just give that a nice coating all the way around, and then all over the skin. And then when we put our salt and pepper on there, we know it's all going to stick on there nicely. And then when it comes out and it's cooked, we're going to have some really nice tasting crispy skin. This olive oil is garlic infused as well, which should also help add to the flavor. So next is the salt. I like to put lots of salt on there. Helps dries the skin out, takes the moisture out, and it gives you really nice crispy skin at the end of it. You can, if you want to, mix all of these beforehand into a pot, the salt, the pepper and the herbs. That's another way to do it if you want, and then sprinkle it on. That's what a lot of people do when they're making rubs for their different meats and things. They mix them all together in a pot beforehand, and then you can get whatever you like in there. So got lots of pepper on there. We're not, by the way, we're not going to use any wood, and we're not going to smoke this chicken. Chicken's quite a delicate meat, so you don't really want to overpower the flavour of that with too much smoking. So lastly, we'll put on some herbs. Give those a generous sprinkling all the way around. There we go. And that is that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our beer, and all the beer does is, I mean, you're not going to get alcohol into your chicken or anything. All it does is provide moisture. And so when your chicken's cooking inside there, the beer evaporates into it, and it just keeps the chicken really nice and moist. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our beer can in there, and then we're going to take our chicken, bring that over there like that, and we're going to place it like this over the beer can. See, and that's going to sit over there nicely like that. It holds it up nicely like that, and that's it. We're done. That chicken is now ready to go into the Kamado. Okay, so it's actually only been about 15 minutes, but you can see that the temperature now is right up just underneath 400 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut this down, and we're going to have that about a centimeter open, or 3/8, and we're going to come down to the bottom vent, and we're going to do the same with there. So it's open about 3/8 or a centimeter top and bottom, and what that should now do is hold that temperature just under 400 degrees, and it will stop it from continuing to get any hotter. So now our oven's up to temp. The next thing we're going to do is put our meter probe in, and what this is going to do is it's going to tell us the temperature of the chicken while it's cooking. It's also going to tell us the temperature inside the oven, and it's going to tell us how long we've got left to cook and when it's ready. So what we do, for those of you who have never seen this before, we take the probe and we put it into like the thickest part of the meat. So we'll put this right into the middle of the breast. So there is a little line on the meter. You have to make sure that that is completely inside the chicken. So then what we do is we take our phone and we go onto the meter app. We select our target temperature. So today we are going to be cooking poultry, chicken, a whole chicken, well done, at 165, and then we start the cook. And there we go. So then we can leave that down there, and that's going to tell us exactly when our chicken is cooked. So the next thing we're going to do is throw the chicken into the oven. So our meter is now saying that we've hit temperature and the chicken is ready. So let's open this up and have a look and see what we've got. Look at that. That is looking really, really nice. You can see nice crispy skin, great golden color on there. Let's get this off the oven. We'll bring it over to the worktop here. So there we go. Just look at that. What a lovely color on it. Really, really well cooked. You can feel that skin is really crispy. Lovely. So what I'll do is I'll take that out and I'll put it onto the board, and then we'll cut it open and we'll do a taste test. So I've got this onto the board now. It's also worth mentioning at this point that when you take the chicken out of the roaster and you take the beer can, that can is really, really hot. So do not touch that with your fingers because you will burn yourself. Okay, so here we are. Look at the chicken. You really can see how nice it is. Really, really crispy skin. Look at it from that angle there as well. So let's just cut this open then and have a look and see what we've got. Just cut a bit of the breast off there. Oh wow. I'm not sure if you can see that, but you can see how juicy that chicken is. Absolutely lovely. That skin. Look at that, lovely. So I'll just slice some more of it off there just so that you can see. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, really tender. Fantastic. So perfect for a Sunday roast, perfect for the barbecue. Either way, that's a super simple recipe, really, really easy to do. Didn't take long, probably took about 45 minutes to cook. And there you go, that's your first recipe on the Kamado. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any other recipes that you'd like to see. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do next week. We might do some ribs, or we might do a tomahawk steak or something like that. Let me know in the comments down below. If you've got any questions on any of these, also leave a comment, or you can email us, something like that. So we're always happy to answer any questions that you have. All of the things that you've seen in this video that we've used can be got online somewhere, or a lot of them will be on our website. I'll leave links to some of the things that like the Kamado, and the roasters and everything else that we've used, the meter. I'll leave links to those in the description below. So if you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed this, then you might want to subscribe. We'll be doing lots of videos like this showing you how to cook on the Kamado. We also have an Instagram and a Facebook account where we post pictures of things like this and of our outdoor kitchens that we do, and product reviews as well. So thanks very much for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.